Dravid, extension to this answer, what you have just said. Ever since you started playing cricket, West Indies was a formidable side. You have led here, so many wonderful memories. Everyone, non-West Indian supporter has a great memory. But what has happened over the last few months, where West Indies Test team, the way they have performed, the ODI team didn't qualify. There was outrage even in the Caribbean. Have people approached you? Have you seen that anger? And in a broader perspective, not just as an Indian coach, as a student of the game, your voice is heard throughout the world. A lot of people are concerned about the way quality has gone down in Caribbean cricket.
So, I mean, I would firstly, I'd like to say I think the West Indian Test team has had a really good record over the last couple of years. I mean, I think before this series they had lost only one of the last 6 series I think that they had played in the Caribbean. So, I think we need to put things in perspective as well. While yes, I think the pressure and the challenge that the current generation of West Indian players face is they always get compared to the great West Indian sides of the 80s and the 90s, this late 70s and the 80s and the 90s, or some of the teams in the 50s and the 60s. And that's not an easy comparison for anyone. To compare your team against a legendary team like the one that Clive Lloyd led or Viv Richards led, I think is going to be tough for anyone. It's not going to be easy. Having said that, yes, I think while it's really nice to see a team like Netherlands qualify for the World Cup, and they have done it, they've deserved it, and my congratulations to them, and it's going to be exciting to see them in the World Cup, and they truly deserve to be there because they won the competition, or they came second in the competition fair and square. The not having the West Indies there, as inaugural champions of the team in the first 2 years, and especially the special connection that they have to India, well, a connection in a sense that it was the West Indies that India was able to beat in 1983, which signaled in some ways the resurgence of Indian cricket, or the start of a really great era of cricket in India, both from a viewership, popularity point of view. 83 was a big landmark moment for Indian cricket, and especially for a young kid like me growing up. I was 10 years old and watching that game. So the West Indies in some ways has a huge history and legacy at World Cups. To not have them there will certainly be a loss. But that's the way things go, and as it will be disappointing for the West Indies, it will be a great celebration for the fact that cricket is growing in other parts of the world. Yes, from a West Indies perspective, I can sense, and people have spoken about the disappointments that they do feel. But I think one of the great things about the people here in the West Indies and in the Caribbean is just their love of the sport, and how they are keen to get behind and still rally around, the West Indies in spite of the difficult situations that at times they do face. I don't see any dearth of talent here. I see great talent. I see great ability, and I'm sure that just with the right kind of maybe emphasis on infrastructure and resources, I don't see why West Indies cricket can't go back to the glory days. I'm no expert, and I think there are other great experts who will probably be able to give a better answer. It is fantastic to see someone like Brian Lara with the team. I know he's been getting involved in a small way, in his own way, but people like him, I'm sure, have much more knowledge and much more idea of what they can do to help resurrect the West Indies. People like Lara and Bishop and stuff are much more knowledgeable than me, so I wouldn't want to get into what they need to do.